Maybe I shouldn't call you or leave a message at all. So I'll try to be patient, 'cause nothing's written on the wall. Yeah, it's too soon to mention how I've begun to feel that I want your attention. This time it is for real. Oh, baby. Hey guys, okay, so now we're here with page, ooh, I forgot my page wrong. Oh, page 5, that's the one. Okay, so this one is pretty simple, I think. Let me get all the parts off of here. All the paper. Oh. Okay. All right. So first off, we need to put our page together. That goes there. And then that one. Ooh, there's a lot there. Okay. So I'm going to add my adhesive on the top too, on our half tab right here. I'm going to add adhesive on both. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to miter my corner, or ends actually, the ends of my 1/2-inch tabs. Alright, so before I start, I guess I should have given you the measurements, if you haven't figured them out by now, on page 5. So this is 10 1/4 by 8 1/2 times 2 pieces, and we scored it at 1/2 inch on the 10 1/4 side on both pieces. I've added my adhesive and I've mitered my edges, my ends, and I'm going to remove this one, the backing, sorry, and I'm going to apply my second piece to my first piece on the 1/2-inch tab. Okay, so there's our tab. Okay, next I'm gonna fold this over on the score line, lining up the edges, like so. Okay. I wrote it on the wrong side. Oh, right. I gotta fold this over first. So I'm gonna fold this tab over like that. Miter it, or oops, burnish it. My words. I'm confused. My words are confusing. I know. I'm confused. Okay. And I'm going to remove the backing and adhere the two pieces together. And that's our pocket page. Okay. All right. So we're working on page 5. Okay. So how this is all going to come together is we have a flap here. Whoops. Okay. That's going to go right there. And then we have a belly band, a vertical one, It goes here. And on this belly band, we have pockets that ride the belly band all the way up. Okay. Just like that. All right. So then for the background, and these are pieces for our pockets and our D piece here. I'll sit up here like, oops, upside down, like that. Okay. So the background on this will be like that. Okay. And our D piece is going to sit right over top, like that. And then our pockets are going to cascade down here. Now on this side, we have one single piece. I've cut pockets into it, and I'll show you how I did that. And this will fit right onto this side, like that. Okay. So on the back, what I've done is I measured in 3/4 of an inch on each side. So actually that looks like it's 3/4 of an inch on one side and a half an inch or an inch on the other. That's exactly what it is. I made a mistake. So to center these, it's too late to do it now, but to center these, you would need to measure in 7/8 of an inch on each side in order to get them centered. Or go with the original plan of 3/4 of an inch on each side, or an inch on each side, whatever you want to do, whichever side you want to go with. So after I did that, I cut a second line next to it because they're quite wide, right? So you have, it's about, let's see, just a little under 1/8 of an inch gap in here. So one line and then a second one just under 1/8 bit over, or 1/8 over, to create the wideness in the pocket. And then I took some cardstock and put it in here to give the pocket a lip. So when it's on here, when this is fastened down, you'll have this lip that comes in. I know it sits just level with the cut, but after you put things in it, you'll see it on the forefront. Okay, so after the cut and the cardstock, I ran 2 strips of adhesive up each side, binding the ends of the pocket so that when it's adhered to the paper, there won't be any give in there. And then I applied a piece of adhesive across the top of the pocket, the top side, this side here. Oh, sorry, I'm pointing it at my shelf. The adhesive is on this upper part of the pocket and the same down here. Okay, so these pieces will be held down, so it makes it much easier to fit things in the pocket, and you don't have this popping up. Okay, so you'll see more of that when we put it together. Okay, so then on the front side of this, we have this piece. Okay, that goes here. Now this was 2 sections. Again, same thing. I created a bottom section on here and added it so that I would fit on here much better. Then we have a frame that's going to sit over top of that. Okay. Oh, first I need to put this down here. We have acetate, an acetate window, then our frame, and then our matting for frame, which goes right above it like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, all right. Now I'm going to dismantle this all. So first off, I'm going to add my adhesive, or my page BC, my flat BC, and it's scored at 1/2 inch and then at 5/8 of an inch, okay? Burnish. I'm only folding on the I folded on the 8th. Oh, I didn't want to do that. We want to fold it on the 1/2 inch first. Okay. Okay, so next I'm going to line this up with our bottom. And I think I got this upside down. This is going the wrong way. Is it going the wrong way? No, it's going the right way. Okay. All right. I actually showed you the wrong way in the first. I put the flap on this side, but it's actually on this side. Okay. And I even have the letters upside down. So B and C. Okay. All right. So on here, we have to apply these first. And this reason is because we need to apply this, but we can't put the D piece down until we put these down. So we're going to put these in first. Okay. This one's actually too low. Okay. Boo boo. All right. So this one's going to go up a little bit higher. Okay. All right. So now I'll remove the rest of the backing. Great. So now our D piece will fit right in here, like this. And I put adhesive on the bottom and the top of this piece. Alright, so I'm going to line it up with the bottom. Okay. Okay. All right, now we're going to add our pockets in here. So we're going to start with the bottom one, and then we'll do our two on the top. So with this one, I haven't mitered this for a reason, and you'll see in a moment. I'm going to miter my corners and put this together before I apply it to here. Okay. I'm going to take my flap and sorry, I guess I should have. These two pieces here are 2 inches wide, each of them. Okay, and then they're 9.5 inches tall. This piece here, the D piece, is 5 inches wide by 9 3/4 tall. Okay, and each pocket measures 6 inches wide, but they're varying widths. So this one is 4. That's G, the G, H pocket, H, F, G, H, right? H, E, E pocket. And then our F one is 3.5. And this, you don't have to have them exact, and this one's 3, okay? Because they stagger and they're inside each other, okay? So, and if you notice, the other two don't have a bottom flap, but they will have something else. So I'm just folding this over, pulling this back up, and just attaching this. So I'm pre-putting this together before I apply it to this. All right, I'm just going to clean it up a bit. Okay. All right, and then these two here. So what's going to happen with these two is we have there's adhesive on the backs, on the half tabs on each side, okay? And this is the side that's going to be stuck to the cardstock, to the D piece. Sorry, not the cardstock, but the D piece. But first, before we put this down, we're going to apply a piece of adhesive just across the bottom, okay, of each one. Okay, so that's how they're going to look. Whoops, I got one on the wrong side. This side. This is the one that's on the wrong side. Oh. That's okay, you won't see that side. Okay. All right. All right, so let's burnish our pocket. I'm going to remove the backing off one side and line it up with my side and my bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to remove the adhesive off the rest of the pocket. Okay. Okay. So then we're going to take the F pocket. Okay, and we're going to, first off, we're going to do this. Okay, they're scored at a 1/2 inch going across on each end. There's a 1/2 inch score line here and here. And then on the bottom of each one, this one is scored 3/4 of an inch up the tab right here, okay, on each side where the tape ends. So I'm just going to cut right on that score line to the 1/2 inch score line. Same on the other side to the 1/2 inch score line right there. And I'm going to just give it an angle cut right like that. Okay. All right, so that's what it should look like. Okay, now I'm going to, and I'm not going to miter this because these are going to rest on the original tabs with this one. That's why they weren't mitered. So we're going to pop this in here, just slide it in, okay, and that's how it should be, just like that. Okay, so first I'm going to remove the backing off of here, then the backing off of both sides of these. Okay, and I'm going to slide this back in here, but I'm going to do it so that I'm putting pressure on the pocket, not the page, because of that adhesive that's on the bottom. And I'm going to line this up first on either side to make sure that it's the same. So 3.5 and 3.5. Okay. Great. That's our second pocket. Now for our last pocket, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to cut on our score line here. And then over here. Okay. And then miter. I give you these instructions in the printout of this that you can get off my blog. Okay, so same thing, we're going to slide this one in here like this so it rests on the previous tab, 1/2 inch tabs on here inside. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the backing, the adhesive at the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to put this in, and same as before, I'm going to do it so that I'm pressuring on the pocket and not the D piece because of the adhesive. Okay. Oops. Now, go 1 1/4 from the top. Okay. And there we have it. All our pockets. So next, geez, upside down. So next we have these 3 pieces, and you can pop them in pretty much anywhere you want. You might want to stick our narrowest piece up here. And then this one sits on here like that. Okay, so there's our waterfall pockets, I suppose you could call them. And each piece is just a little bit wider than the next. They're all the same width, 4 3/4, I believe. So they're 4 3/4 across. And the first one is 2 3/4 wide or deep, and then 3 inches is the second one. Three inches is the third one, and then 3 1/4 is the fourth one. Okay. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my glue. I know, right? Shocker. She's going to use glue. I know many of you are probably wondering how much tape I use. I use a lot. I'm not very confident yet in the glue process. Even though I've been doing this for a few years now, I'm still not very confident in the glue process. All right. Turn this so I can see if I'm... Okay. And now I'm going to do the second piece. I guess it doesn't matter. They're both the same width, right? Or depth. Height. Okay. I'll go down to this one. Using the top one to line it up with. Okay. Okay. This thing again here. Using the piece above it to line it up. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we have our pockets done. And then this piece here, and I didn't give you the measurements on this, but I do believe it's an 8 1/2. So yeah, 8 1/2 by 9 3/4 high, and it's scored at a 1/2 inch and then 5/8 of an inch. All right, so now the next one is these pockets on this side. And so like I said, once this is adhered down, these pockets will be loose. So you'll be able to put things in, but they won't slide down to the back. So I'm just going to take one piece of it backing off until I get it lined up where I want it. And then I will remove the rest. Okay. All right. So Okay. So, like I said, this is adhered here, okay, and then above here is adhered. So when we put something in, it's not going to go all the way down, okay? Same thing here, it's going to go to here, but this isn't going to pop up and interfere now, so the pockets are clean for putting things in, okay? So there was no set measurement when I put these pockets in, sad to say, but because I used the grid lines in this side of the paper to space it out, I didn't think to even take a measurement. So I will do that now. So this paper here is 8 1/4 wide by 9 1/2 high. So going from the bottom of the paper, the first cut is made at 3 1/8, and then the second cut is made at 6 1/8. So they're 3 inches apart. So then you would cut at 3 1/8, and then you would cut at 3 1/4. Okay, and then the same here, 6 1/8, and then again at 6 1/4 to get this gap in here. Okay. Okay, so that's that side done. That's the inside done. Now we'll go to the front. So now we're going to add our front piece. And again, like I said, this is all made up of, I added a piece down here at the bottom. It needed something else besides, because of there was so much going on. Like, so much of this paper is in here already. I just wanted to break it up a little bit, so I changed it out at the bottom. Okay, so that's how that's going to go. And I'm going to, all right, first I'm just going to line this up and put it on here, but I'm not going to attach it fully because I have to add a latch so that it can be closed, because I didn't put a magnet in the other side. Silly me. Okay. All right. So, let me see. Here we go. I can use this, I believe. Let me see. I'll put that there. And then have it, yeah. Go over like that here. Okay. First though, I have to check my framing width before I can do that. So my frame is going to go right here in the center. So my latch can only go this far. So where's my ruler? So it has to be cut 2 inches. Okay. I'm going to give this a second score line. All right. So this, oh, did I do that right? Yep. Okay. All right. So 1/2 inch here, and then another 1/2 inch, or 5/8 of an inch. So I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch and then 5/8 of an inch. It's already got tape on the back, so I don't have to do anything more than that. And then next I'm going to take this, my punch, and I'm going to give this an Art Deco. Whoops. Now how did that happen? My punch is not working very good. Okay. All right, so there's my tab. Okay. Or my latch. So next I have to apply this to my envelope and then, or my page, my envelope. Oh, good Lord. So I'm going to find the center. Right there. Okay. All right. Now magnets. Okay. Whoops. I can actually go a little bit further than that. All right, so this latch is 2 5/8 by 1 inch, I believe. Yeah, 1 inch. So 2 5/8 by 1 inch, scored at a 1/2 inch, and then again at 5/8 on the 2 5/8 side. Right. With a magnet. Now you don't have to do this if you remember to put your magnets in before you apply your paper. Then you won't have to do this. But I'm still happy with this because it's still fun. Okay. So All right, so now we can add our adhesive, or remove our backing off our adhesive. Okay. All right. All right, so now we're going to do the frame. So we're going to take our frame, and our frame is, okay, our frame is 6 by 8.5, okay, by 8.5. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch on 3 sides, the 2 long sides and 1 along the bottom half, like the short side. We need the top side open for our photo, so we can put it in here. Okay, and then you're going to take a pencil and you're going to mark out a 1-inch border all the way around the inside of the frame, which is the perforated side, not the indented side, the side you apply your tape to, but the other side. So we're going to go 1 inch out from here, 1 inch from here, 1 inch from here, and 1/2 inch from the top, okay? Then once you do that, cut out this square here. I use an X-Acto knife. In some cases, you can actually just use this like a paper trimmer that has a blade that you can lift and shift. Not a precision blade, but one like this. So you can mark it at 1 inch and then just run your blade up and down to 1/2 inch and 1 inch from the bottom. And then turn it and do the same thing across the bottom, 1 inch from here to here. And then turn it again and run your blade from here to here on the 1 inch. And then shift to the 1/2 inch and then cut from here to here. Okay, so that's 1 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and 1/2 inch from the top, which makes our window just under 4 inches wide. Okay, so next, now this is where I could use this system, is with this. It was much easier to do this. I could have done it with this. I didn't even think to do it with that. I just used an X-Acto knife. But your paper here is 4 7/8 by 7 7/8, okay, because our window frame, after everything's all said and done, is actually 5 by 8, okay. So what I did here was I scored it, or I cut it at 1 inch, so I just put it in at the 1 inch mark, and then I just cut from here to here. I didn't go all the way just in case I would go over, so I only did it up as close as I could get without actually connecting at the corners, and then turned it and did it again all the way around. All 4 sides I did it the same width, okay, all the way around. And then after I was done and I had this, still the paper still intact, I just took my X-Acto knife and just did tiny cuts in the corners to separate it from the actual frame. So, and then we'll need acetate. So this is 4 7/8 by 7 7/8. Same size as this. These are both the same size. This piece, and then I just ran a piece of adhesive, 1/8 inch adhesive all the way around the board outside edge. Okay, so this piece can be attached to the inside of your frame. You can put it on the outside, but you'd have to cut a bit smaller than this. You wouldn't want to take the risk of the plastic overlapping outside the frame or the matting. All right, so it'll fit inside there perfectly. So what I'm going to do is, actually I can just do this. I'm just removing one piece of backing, making sure everything is in properly before I press down. Okay, there we go. It's in. And I'll just take my score tool and burnish that in. And now I'll remove the rest of it. Okay, there we go. So our frame is in. I'm not worried about the stray pieces of paper, because this is going to cover it. It's actually on the wrong side. Nope, that's the right side. I didn't see the tape. So this is going to sit in here just like this. Okay. So I'm going to remove one of my pieces of backing. Get it lined up. Okay. All right. Now I'll remove the rest of it. Okay. Okay. So that's our frame. Okay. That's what it looks like. Oh, I missed a piece. Oh well. Nothing I can do about that now, I don't think. Let's see. Can I do something about that? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So, and it occurred to me that as I was taking this, that I didn't show you the back side of the mat, I don't think. So what I did was I ran a piece of adhesive all the way around the outside edge of it. Then I ran a piece of adhesive down the inside edge of here and on this side as well. Okay. And then from here to here, the same on the top. So you can see there's adhesive here and here and here and here. Okay, and that keeps the mat down flat on the acetate, so that nothing gets stuck inside there. I'll give that a little bit of a wipe. I always use my chamois, my glasses chamois. Works perfectly good. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold all my corners, or all my flats, sorry. It's my bedtime. Okay. I'm going to miter. Same way I do a pocket. I'm going to miter the corners and put it together the same way before I put it down on the paper. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to remove the backing and apply my bottom tab here. Same with this side. Okay. Okay. will sit on here like that. But I think I'm going to make one little change. I think I'm going to put this in as my background. I think that'll look too much better. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, maybe this one's better. Give it some color. More color. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm adding a background. Okay, so let's just get this centered. Okay. 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 There we go. All right. I know it looks kind of silly, doesn't it? Okay, so this piece is 3 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay. So next, I'm going to add this. All right. All right, so I measured it in at 1 1/4 off the side of the paper. Okay, and now I'll remove the backing. And there we have it. And there's our frame. Okay. It looks very plain right now, but after we do all the embellishments and everything, it will look much nicer. And I have to do this part right here. Oh, no, wait, no. Oop. Okay. in there, but it will be gray on the gray side. Still a bit too long. Okay. There we go. Okay. So these pieces are 1 3/4 by 7/8 of an inch. 1 3/4 by 7/8 of an inch. Okay. And there we have it. All right. So that's page 5. And when we come back, we'll be doing page 6. Thanks. See you soon.